Lorraine, let's start back from the very beginning. What what were you doing before you decided to publish a coloring book?
So before I was doing the colouring book, I used to be a nurse. I worked in various parts of nursing. So I was a theatre nurse, recovery nurse, and an eye nurse. And then, unfortunately, I had some ill health, so I had to retire early. And then during lockdown, we were homeschooling. So one of the things is my youngest is really good at art. So we enrolled in some art lessons, but he wouldn't do them on his own. I had to do them with him. And I kept saying to him, I can't draw, I'm not very good at art. Because I'd been told by a teacher at school that I wasn't very good. Um, and actually, I really enjoyed the process of learning to draw and colour. And so when the kids went back to school, I still wanted to do something that I could just pick up and put down. So I started colouring in just before Christmas last year. And then I started looking around for groups to join, and that's how I found this group. Um, and some made some really good friends. Um, and that kind of like inspired me then to think about using my art in a different way.
Hmm. Wonderful, wonderful. And I know that you had said you and I had a private conversation a while back that well, you were speaking in general your uh, about your histories working in the nursing and how that inspired. I asked you how did it inspire the title of your book and what you decided to make your book around. You want to talk about that a little bit because I love. Oh, and all of you, let me show it again. The title of Lorraine's book, although it's doing the video reverse thing right now, it's called "Sarcastic Coloring and Journaling." It's a beautiful book, and I'm gonna give you some details about how to check it out. But tell us how nursing inspired your book title.
So you have to have a kind of sense of humour to be a nurse, and to get you through the long shifts. We do have quite a dry sense of humour, and quite a dark sense of humour, and we get through on I always say my shifts are always got through on sarcasm and coffee.
Love that. Sarcasm and coffee. I love it. Someone says that's her kind of book. And I'll show some of the pages actually in it. They said you can see more if you join Lorraine's Facebook group as well. And we'll put the link in the comments down there also for you. So this is one I like. I agree with you, but then we both be wrong. So this is, this is some of my favorite quotes. Like I said, you have to get the book to see all the beautiful quotes inside of it. So thank you for sharing that. So let's move right on to, well, I've already said the name of your book, which is called Sarcastic Coloring and Journaling. And the name of your company is called Covlolly?
Covlolly.
Covlolly. Could you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about that and the title of your book?
So so as a nurse, I when I first started working, believe it or not, there was four Lorraines that worked in the same part of the hospital, in the same department in recovery. And they were like, well, we can't call you Lorraine because there's little Lorraine, and then there's blonde Lorraine, and then there's Lorraine the recovery nurse. So I got called Lolly. So that's where the lolly comes from. And
Oh, okay.
the COV, which is Cov, is where I'm from. So I'm from Coventry, although I don't live there anymore. So it's Coventry Lolly, Cov
I
Lolly.
love
So
that.
it
I don't
got
think I knew
shortened. Yeah, so that's where Cov Lolly. And it started years and years ago when I started making cards,
that.
and I did
Okay.
scrapbooking and card making, and then I got into doing my knitting and my crochet. And people some people have been on this journey with me from the very beginning, have seen me then doing my art and my colouring, and yeah, so it's kind of like evolved with me.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you're multi-talented, as many artists are. You do a lot of different things, as we all do. So I love that. Thank you. I never knew that Coventry and you nickname was Lolly, and you just confused the two together. That's really
Yeah.
cool. I like I like that a lot. So let's see here. So The name of your book, as I already said, is called Sarcastic Coloring and Journaling. Tell us who the book is for, Lorraine.
So the book is for anybody who wants to just watch their mental health, who wants a bit of a laugh. Um, the journaling side of it is as sarcastic as the sayings in the book itself. They are not to be taken seriously, but they're for you to have a giggle and have a laugh at. So,
I'll share this one page with you. She's talking about it. So she has a journal entry in the book, or journal page you can create. And it's called Five Things I'd Put on a Vision Board If I Could Be Bothered to Make One.
yeah, and like five people that irritate me the least, you know. It's I think one of your favourites was five foods that are better than salad. You know,
Yeah.
it's it's not to be taken because you see all these people who want to journal 5 minutes a day is really good for you, and then you forget, you don't do it. So I thought, well, this is a kind of like journaling people could really get into because it's funny, and they can have a laugh with it, and then you get to colour the page as well.
I love it. I love it. It takes all of the seriousness off of things, and like I said, we all need to laugh more because they're so crazy. Uh, the world we live in right now with so much craziness going on in it right now. So I think to be able to have something that just, like I said, knocks the edge off, and I think when you laugh and you lighten up, then I think it helps to spark the creativity even more. So I love that. Someone asked if there was any bad words in the book.
There are no bad words in the book. There are no swear words. There's an initial that says F, but there is no bad words.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, what has been your, so now that you now have a published book, it's available on Amazon. It's beautiful. Like I said, I have my copy here. Um, just from the inspiration from doing this book and now actually having it published and done and available, what has been your most significant learning experience in this process of actually creating a book?
So for me, it's getting over the procrastination. So that's one of my things that I'm really, really good at doing. And then I get nothing complete. So for me, it's been able to do something from the beginning to the end and actually have it completed. That's a big thing for me. So one of my sayings is I do put the pro in procrastination.
I love it. I love it. And what would you say to anyone who is thinking about or thinking, well, I don't know what I'd make a book about? You know, what would you tell them? I have no idea, whatever.
Oh, I mean, just do it. I have had the best time doing it over the summer. Yeah, I've been on holiday and I've done all this stuff, but I've still managed to get a book out there, and it's not as hard as you think.
Hmm.
And there's always people to help you, like Rodney has helped me through my journey. There's
Hmm.
always help there if you ask for it. And that's the thing, you have to ask for help. If you don't know what to do, put your hands up and say, look, I've got this idea, but I don't know what to do about it. Speak to me, speak to Rodney, or speak to
Hmm.
anyone in the group. I'm sure that we can point you in the right direction.
Hmm. Hmm. And that's been one of the things that I've enjoyed about this whole experience because you all are so talented and you all support each other as well. And then give me the opportunity to be able to support you because the initial, if you all are new to me, the initial idea behind creating this, I guess I call it a course, was I did a sample little training that I did called How to Find a Coloring Book Idea, and that was the initial impetus for doing this. And what happened was I, helped them research an idea, come up with an idea that had inspiration, personal meaning for them, because I believe that it all comes from each of us anyway. As at the time, I didn't know Lorraine, had been a nurse. I didn't know, any really thing about her background, but she used all of that and created something actually quite beautiful. Now she does have an artistic background to begin with anyway, but again, you really don't have to be a quote unquote pro artist or having been drawing or coloring since you were in the womb, as many people do believe, as a creative. So again, to see something so extraordinary and so beautiful and so well done, and I think quite witty. I mean, you'd really put like when you go through and you read all your prompts and your pages, it's a fun book. It's a nice, relaxing uh, way to kind of take a break from the day and just enjoy yourself. So I really appreciate and applaud what you've done because it's really quite brilliant and very intelligent. So I love it a lot.
Thank you.
A
I
lot.
just want people to enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's what we all do. That's why we all do this anyway. We want to just have that time to relax and to play and to take a break from the seriousness of the world. And I think to make fun at it a little bit this way, and again, have a laugh, I think helps a lot of us. Just get a little bit of respite from everything going on and enjoy life a little bit more. So again, I appreciate your contribution tremendously, and I'm so glad that you agreed, sans all the difficulty with the technical stuff, but that will life happens. We can't. The minute that you think it's going to be all right, everything goes sideways sometimes. But that's part of it. We just keep rolling with it and keep it moving. So,
That's it.
um, any final words for anyone listening about any of it? The book, how to connect with you?
Yeah, so I do have my own little group. It's called Adult Colouring with Covlolly, and it's not just about colouring in my book. It's any colouring. I just want to encourage people to reach out and have fun together doing something that we all enjoy. So I do have my little group, and I do have some free colouring pages if you join. So you
Hmm.
can have a little go at some of my colouring pages. They're not the ones from the book, but they are very, very similar to the ones in the book.
Okay.
And then the book is on Amazon, so you can either look for me, which is the I can't do it now that way. Lorayne Dawson. You can you can put me in and find my book. Um,
Okay.
I've got some notebooks on there as well, but yeah, that's how you can find me on Amazon. But I will put the links up so people can have a look. I'll do both UK and US
Okay,
links.
wonderful. Yeah, and I was going to post a link, but I realized that there's two different links. So I think the best way to learn more about the book and how to get it and about Lorraine in general is to join. I did put the link to her Facebook group inside the chat here. I don't know if it goes to all the different locations, but I did put the link in there. So that's, I think, the best way to connect and stay connected with her. She has an active group, and again, I didn't know about the bonus pages that you're doing, so that's wonderful. Thank you so much for offering that. Um, so before we wrap, I just wanted to let you all know that I am personally doing a book bundle series. I'm going to be giving away 3 book bundles of all 5 of the author's books, and I'm going to actually announce the winner of that on Friday. So again, I realize that there was a lot of difficulty today. Hopefully, we get all that, fingers crossed and pray all of that gets sorted for the remainder of the week. So, what I'm going to ask you all to do, if you were able to catch any of this live today, maybe just type in the comment, I was here, or, watch live, or whatever the case may be. And I'll just track all of that. And then what I'll do is then I'll do a collection of all 3 days. And then I'll put all of the names inside of like there's a little tool that I like called the wheel of names. And I'll put those in there and I'll do a little spin. And that'll give a chance to give three people an opportunity to win a book bundle. But I want to introduce you to all 5 of the authors before I do the giveaway. So I'm going to do that on Friday. Plus, I have an extra little bonus I want to give as well. Also, I wanted to let you know again that this is all a part of a new podcast I'm launching called The Coloring Book Creator. podcast, and that's going to be an audio only version. So that's going to be coming out in a few weeks, and I'll let you know about that as well when that comes out. But I wanted you to physically see everyone. I want you to physically see their book. Like, I love a podcast, but I want you to, it's visual. We're artists. We need to see each other. So I wanted you to see everything as well. And so, again, I really appreciate your time and your patience today. And again, whenever we're doing anything online, we've got to know that, I want, and I'll say this too before I wrap it up. I chose to use this software as opposed to Zoom, which I normally use, because I wanted to have it available in multiple places. As we're watching this right now, it's available in Lorraine's Facebook group, as well as my Facebook group, and also on YouTube. And this software in particular allowed me to stream it in 5 different places at the same time. So that's why I chose it. So again, I appreciate your patience. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be technically more sound over the next 2 days. Tomorrow we have one interview with Cantona Be Fair. Her book is called Be a Blessing, Not a Bully. It's an amazing book. All of their books are amazing. And that interview is going to be tomorrow at 1:45 Pacific time. And then Thursday, we're going to have 3 back-to-back interviews starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I'll introduce you to the remaining 3 artists in this whole little cohort of the Publish Your Coloring Book in 30 Days program. So be prepared for one interview tomorrow and then 3 interviews, and they'll be right back to back on Thursday on the 15th. And then I will then wrap up, and then I'll do my announcement on Friday of the winner of the book bundles. So again, thank you all so much. Again, I really appreciate your patience. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you supporting Lorraine and all of the artists. She's a brilliant woman. She's got a big heart and a beautiful book. And I please, encourage you to support her. So it would mean the world to me. It would mean the world to me. So thank you all so much. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and stop our live stream. I have to figure out how to do this. But I will see you tomorrow. Again, type in if you watched live in the comments. I'm going to track all of that. Again, go over to Lorraine's Facebook group. I did put the link in there. If you're already watching in her group, you already know what it is. And again, let her know that you enjoyed everything. Okay, take care, everyone, and God bless. Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye bye.